Okay, so today we're going to talk about a very rare transit that we need to take advantage of, especially when it comes to manifestation, because this is a big one. This transit literally only happens every 19 years. It's Mars, the sacred masculine energy, going through a rebirth, going Cazimi at the same time as Venus. And it's also happening in such a magnificent place. So let's get into it. And hi, if you don't know me, my name is Jenna. We talk about energy updates here. We look at the astrology, we pull cards, we do all the things so we can really tap into the new energies coming in for a new earth. So we can hop onto those organic timelines. So you will notice that the planets are in different signs in the sky compared to mainstream astrology, because mainstream astrology doesn't look at the sky. They are more so tapped into an inorganic timeline. So what I like to do is look at the sky, and so we can really manifest in a really powerful way, like the billionaires do. They use this kind of astrology versus mainstream astrology. They kind of gave us that mainstream astrology so we could all be kind of stuck. So yeah, let's look into it. Venus and Mars are going Cazimi for the first time in Sagittarius in a very, very long time. Because I looked back actually at the past two that happened, and it happens every 19 years. So yeah, the last time it happened was October 2006. It happened in Virgo. So look at the Virgo area of your life and look how things have changed from then to now. Then it happened in 1987 in Leo. I forgot about this one because, yeah, I did look at the one prior to this too. So this one was in Leo. Very, very exciting. This was such an exciting time. If you were born around this time, you're a very, very powerful old soul, because Saturn and Uranus are in a focus here. And you are just naturally an old soul, bringing those higher technologies, which seems simple, healing with sound and vibration, and just the ways that we should be healing, because there are better ways to heal that are way more organic than the keeping people sick system that we have right now. And it's definitely time for you to step into your soul mission and purpose. And that's why we all came here. And I love how, yeah, there's just a beautiful trine to Jupiter and Neptune. Like, yeah, if you were born this year, I know Matthias de Stefano was born. I love how he looks so young also. Like, I feel like, the starseed old souls, we get to stay young. We stay young, and that's just because we're letting the light in, So if you want to stay young, let the light in. Let's look at the other one. And then here's the one in Gemini. In 1968. And I'm sure if you go 19 years, you'll find them more and more and more. And yeah, I was just very, very excited when I found this. I was doing this basically, because I was super excited. I, found out about the number 19, which is very, very significant, when it comes to the flower of life and really tapping into those synchronistic energies, when it comes to creation. And I really got an insane download. I wish I was a mathematician. I'm not. But while I was doing it and while I had all my numbers, unfortunately, my cat deleted it. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll come back to it later because I know it'll come in at the right time, but I'm like, oh yeah, this is I don't know. I remembered this, part. I remembered this slide when it comes to the golden convergence of timelines and everything. So yeah, something significant with every 19 years, Venus and Mars go Cazimi together within a couple days. And it's also very, very powerful because this is a superior conjunction. So what that means, it's kind of like a new moon. It's like at the bottom of the wave. So we get to plant those seeds when it comes to the big picture, which is Sagittarius, the big picture, our mission, our purpose, our goals, and getting the masculine and the feminine in alignment with that, our own masculine and feminine, and then also relationships, of course, you know, moving forward, you know, moving into this new kind of era, because it is such a new era that we're entering, especially because 2026, we're starting brand new. You know, we're letting go of all the karma, we're leaving the bad relationships, the old jobs, all the things that weren't serving us, that are meant to go. And with this, we just get such a big, massive boost to be in full alignment with where we're really going. So we have to take advantage of this. Venus, Mars, the Sun, and Mercury will be just moving into Sagittarius too, after they all got a nice cleanse through Ophiuchus, or I don't like saying Ophiuchus anymore. I like calling it Sophia or Christ consciousness energy, because that's basically what we get a boost of when all the planets go through that area. And it's deep, you know, we go deep within ourselves and we get massively aligned. It's like everything that didn't really serve us, we're throwing into the black hole, because that's what that is. The center of the galaxy is the black hole of our universe. So we get to toss everything in there that we don't need, and, you know, really shed all those layers, and then just get a really big boost with this Sagittarius energy. And I do like this astrology more, working with the real sky more, because it is more so like aligning with your higher self. Because when we look at the sky, our consciousness expands, you know. We were meant to look at the sky. That's why our ancestors looked at the sky, because it kind of connects you with the stars again. We've been so kind of stuck in our solar system and Earth and that kind of consciousness. But there's something that happens to you, and like a deep remembrance that really happens within you when you start looking at the sky. And you start connecting with these special galaxies and clusters and energies and all the myths that we have had throughout human history. And they're not just the Western myths. They are, you know, just the Indian myths or the Mayan myths and the Egyptian myths, whatever you really want to look into. They're all very similar. But that is our human history that we can really tap into. That is very, very exciting. So how can we use this energy? So Sagittarius is that we're tapping into our higher self. Our higher self, we do have a very amplified connection right now, because Sagittarius is all about being able to really see the big picture and really being able to zoom out all the way. And also, we're very, very sensitive to what our soul is saying to us, you know, so we can get emotional waves and everything. We could be just very energized in certain directions. We could be very passionate towards certain directions. We could absolutely know what we're done with and what we want to leave, you know, while this is going on too. And it's the big picture. It's like, okay, what is the next target? And we're so in alignment with that, with what is the next experience that we want? What is that soul experience that we want? Because that's what we're more so getting in alignment with, is our Dharma timeline. So something that is going to grow and expand our soul. And it feels good. It's very exciting. It's expansive. It's optimistic. It can be a little scary, because it's not always fun, you know, growing so much and leaving so much behind always. And it's like, really again? Well, that's how I've been feeling lately. I've been like, really again? Like how endless is this journey? And but I'm glad that I have you guys that like to grow and evolve also, you know, so I'm not alone, at least. But it is like getting those intense messages that we need to listen to, especially moving into this new year. This next year is about alignment no matter what, because we have a bunch of Shakti energy coming in, that cosmic life force energy that runs through all things, and it's going to fire us up from the inside. So we take action outside. We're kind of becoming more and more light in motion. So we're going to like feel like things, like where we need to move, where we need to let go of things, where we need to just remember and where we need to claim more of our identity individually, our sovereignty. And this is massively helping us get into our sovereignty. We're getting into alignment with our destiny with this. So, and Sagittarius is brutal. Sagittarius is like, this is what it is. This is what it's not. We're maybe going to be going through certain illusions and everything that we need to fully release. But it's going to show us the way. So Venus and Sagittarius, that's how we truly get into alignment, because when we go after what feels good and what is inspiring us and what's beautiful, because when we go towards what's beautiful, we know what to create more of. And if it feels good in your body, because we feel Venus in our body, Venus is what really connects us to source. And the two most powerful manifestation planets are Mercury and Venus, because they both change spots when it comes to which one gets closer and closer to the sun. And the sun is the source that we're creating with. So Mercury and Venus, when they do a little dance, and you get your body into alignment by going after what feels good and feeling it. If it's a yes in your body, that's the direction to go in. And then Mercury, getting your mind in that more positive, uplifting direction that does get you more so connected to source. And Venus is turning into an evening star. So we will be going internal and aligning with what is really meant for us. This is where we can be really powerful with really getting connected to our soul and our inner truth and our purpose and what is truly meant for us. And only we can give ourselves that inner knowing. We can't look outside of that, because only we are going to feel those exciting impulses, and we're going to get that vision, and we're going to just really be like excited for that unique adventure that is our own path. We all have very unique paths. And this is, in the fire signs, this is where we really take that initiation and we follow that passion to really go in the right direction that is really meant for us. So amplified higher self connection. And Sagittarius, if you have placements here, you can become a master at everything, because that's literally what this guy was all about, was becoming a master at everything. He was good at business. He was good as a family man. He was good at basically every single thing that he wanted to accomplish. So know that if you see it in your mind, if you're passionate about it, if you want to do it, then you got to be faithful to your intuition. You're getting that passion for a reason. You're getting that nudge. You're getting excited. That's because your higher self is calling you in a certain direction. So this is the time to, write down those amazing insights that you get, whatever. And I've actually been meditating a lot lately and really connecting to my higher self more often with this energy, because you do just get such clarity so easily. And also you get those emotional waves kind of clearing out, so you can go off on this really, really big adventure. So this is the time to really be faithful to your heart, to really listen to your strong amplified intuition during this. And all of January, your intuition is going to be very, very amplified. You're going to get those nudges, and those nudges come through emotions or, just optimistic things towards a certain direction, inspirations, a download hits. So really pay attention, write them down, make a vision board. Vision boards really do work. All the things that really help you just stay focused on your very big picture, on your Dharma timeline, on your big goal or your next adventure and experience. And you have to write it down so you can so you can remind yourself to go after it. Stepping into this new year. So let yourself be excited. Let yourself be excited about random things coming into your life, random opportunities, because Sagittarius is also lucky. So there could be people, opportunities, things coming into your life that says, this is the next step. This is the next path. And yeah, this is, the next adventure where you can let go of the old and step into the new, because we're going into the new next year. It is a 1 year. It is where we need to step into our personal power and where we're going to create the next 9-year cycle by by telling the story that we want to tell, getting really clear on the story that we want to tell, and planting those seeds in the next year, claiming our personal power and saying this is the direction that we're going in, and taking action on that, being very aligned with that. This is the time for soul mates to come in, soul family, divine counterparts, kingdom spouses, exciting partners that are really aligned with your Dharma timeline, with your mission, with your purpose. So I expect that to really happen over the next year. But this is like kind of just the beginning of this. So really, get into your heart. What kind of relationships do you want to experience? Who's going to, as long as you're clear on your vision and your mission and purpose and where you want to go, and you know what can expand you, then those people will come in to help to build with you, because we're not meant to just build alone. And they will be the people that help keep you on track towards your mission, and that will give you faith and hope towards your vision. Venus ruling relationships. This is a rebirth with our relationships. And if they're not aligned with that bigger picture, then they will be quickly probably dissolving right now. So with Venus, what do you really value? Getting in alignment with those higher values that aren't just material. You have to align with spirit, with Sagittarius. If you have a lot of Sagittarius and you're not aligned with spirit, that's going to be very, very limiting. And it kind of blocks you off from, really expanding into your full potential. So this is the time to really connect to spirit, listen to those higher callings. Don't be dogmatic, because we are at the lowest density. There will only be more and more and more and more to know. Literally, I think we only see 1%, 3% with our eye. Then, with all that is. So just know there is so much more to know, and we have to, trust that, and we get to be excited for that. This is also aligning with a collective dream that lifts everybody up. Sagittarius is very, very generous. And the more that we can align with a bigger dream, with the collective dream, which is the way of the future, the more that we get that help, where we get more power, we have more influence, we have more effect on the world. So make sure you have a very big, widened vision so you can allow the best things to come in that highest timeline possible. Also know that you do have a purpose. Every single one of us has a purpose, and it's literally what you're good at. So what fuels your fire? What makes you really excited about life and the world? How do you want to create more beauty out in the world? How do you want to serve? What do you want to see more of in the world? These are all the directions that we need to go in. Venus rules our money too. So we can align, our money with that bigger vision and purpose too. And okay, Mars too. So Mars is what we're passionate about. It's our ego, it's our drive. And Venus always goes first, so we can get into alignment, and then Mars goes after, so we can take charge after we're in alignment. So Venus goes, we know what we value, we know what we want to create more of, and then Mars comes through saying, let's take action on this, and feeling that fire, feeling that drive, feeling motivated towards, creating. And Sagittarius is all about destiny. So a destiny window should be showing up, especially if you're putting your energy towards it, if you're really excited towards it. And it's going to be, Sagittarius energy is very blunt and honest, and it's like brutal clarity. So you will get brutal clarity with what's in alignment with you and what's not in alignment with you anymore. What is a part of your destiny, what is not. But no, whatever leaves your life right now, it just wasn't meant to stay. It's not your path. If it comes into your life, it helps you, if it helps you grow and expand, it's definitely a part of your destiny. If something comes back into your life from the past, that could be a part of your destiny. If it scares you, but it feels right, it feels exciting, it feels motivating, then that is also a part of your destiny. And that's also a part of a initiation. Like, are you going to do it this time? Because this could be the same kind of opportunity that comes around, back, because all opportunities that you were scared of in the beginning, they can come back around and like, are you ready yet? Are you ready? Are you ready to expand and grow and just like go full force this time? So say yes, even if it's scary, if it feels like right in your heart and in your soul and it feels exciting, then kick open those doors, go on that adventure, go have that experience. If something feels comfortable, but it keeps you playing small, it isn't in alignment with that highest vision that you have of yourself, then it's not the path. You have to see that biggest version of yourself. You have to let yourself get excited for it, and then you have to take the opportunities and meet up with the people that expand you in that direction. So comfortable and small is not the direction right now. And there's no staying in the middle. It's only this way or that way, because Sagittarius is also a dual sign. So it's like the wrong path that you have, that is long, and then that you have to loop around back to, or the expansive path where you feel aligned, you feel motivated, you feel excited about it, and you have to make that choice. And wherever you're trying to stay or not make that choice, there will be more emotional chaos and confusion and just energetic fatigue, because you get energy when you're on your soul path and your own mission. And then also, there might be things that come into your life that create more chaos and more confusion, because Spirit's like, okay, it's time to go. Like, you came here for a reason, and stop resisting your timeline. And once you stop resisting your timeline, you expand really, really fast, and you just get really fulfilled. Your destiny has a magnetic pull, and it'll pull you towards it. So you got to walk towards the path when it opens up. And yeah, if you avoid it, then just the pressure grows. Like, you feel either major apathy, or you feel, just like you're being closed in or put in a box. Just the pressure internally would really grow too with your emotions. So know that if the path is meant for you and you make that decision, you go towards it, it feels good. And if it just accelerates you, that is your path. That is the path that you're meant to go on. Whatever's not meant for you, it will dissolve and it'll fall away. So just choose what is expansive. We have such a habit with just looking back at the past and saying like, okay, well, how do I fix the past then? You don't fix the past. You just focus on the future and what you're excited about, and you go towards that, and, really just be excited for it. So star seeds right now are also rising up together. I've noticed that majorly. We're all speaking up, we're all motivating each other, we're all coordinating. So this is definitely, this next year, a time for, star seeds, the chosen ones. I don't love that name, but that's what it is. That's what we're called, like, I guess. So, old souls. We have the creative ideas for New Earth right now, and those are the creative ideas that will be solving a lot of the problems, and that's going to be a part of this next year too. And yeah, so let's get into all the signs. You want to look at your sun sign. to align with more so your mission and your purpose and what you're doing out in the world for the long term. Your rising sign is going to be the most accurate, and then your moon sign will give you that internal dialogue that's going on. It's going to tell you why the way you're feeling the way you are, and to get more awareness around that so you can have more clarity and then more expansion and magnetism later. Okay, so here we are, Aries. So this is a new beginning with your ninth house. So this is Sagittarius energy in general. This is your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, going after meaning and purpose in life. You want to be able to be open to any adventure or anything that's really exciting to you. The ninth house is where we always go on a spiritual adventure, and it could be out physically, out in the world. Maybe you get some sort of opportunity. Maybe you get interested in something new, whether it is spirituality or a topic of interest, higher education. And it just follow your curiosity, because that's going to take you onto your Dharma timeline. And I love ninth house transits like this. And you are super, super lucky with this, because this is a whole new beginning with the ninth house. And when you get big, lucky transits through the ninth house, you just get aligned where everything else in your life can come together and everything's a little bit easier, because you're just living life how you're supposed to be doing it. So what's also getting a rebirth is Venus ruling your seventh house and Venus ruling your second house. This definitely has to do with relationships and how you view relationships, what you believe about relationships. In the second house is what you value. This is making sure you have a very pumped up self-worth, because they're tied with how much you earn. You have to believe that you're worthy of money, especially that infinite amount of paper that is in our society right now that isn't even valuable. And if you look at it like that, of course you're worth, billions of that fake paper money that will work, that does allow you to buy whatever you want here. So no more limits when it comes to money and what you're worthy of. And you can maybe set your prices higher or really get a very expansive idea that does allow you to make money and to create money that is in alignment with you and how you want to live your life and what you truly value about life. And yeah, just updating your values, because I feel like our values always get updated with where we want to be going anyway. So, when you prioritize your values, your values and your purpose. So you spend more time creating what you value, earning money with what you value. Or wait, I lost it. Anyway, your values can align with your purpose, and then when you prioritize what you value, you just get more of that. And I don't know if there was a better way to say it, but there you go. Okay, and then Mars rules you, so you could be going through a rebirth. It's like, who do you want to become, or who are you remembering yourself as? Because the ninth house is where we're getting connected with our higher self. So Mars is Mars is giving you that like oomph to be like, this is who I really am. This is what I want. This is what I came here for. This is what I want to go after. This is who I want to be. And you getting all types of motivation to just start showing up like that out in the world and feeling like powerful with that and very motivated. And then Mars rules your eighth house. So the eighth house is kind of where we need to put up boundaries sometimes when it comes to what we're manifesting, because the eighth house is like where we can, and I have Saturn and Neptune going through my eighth house right now. So I'm really learning this, where you have to learn how to put up boundaries, where you value yourself enough. So you're not self-sacrificing too much. You're not sacrificing your vision and your soulful wants and your desires for everybody else. You're not trying to people please all the time and then just giving away all your time and energy, just willy-nilly all over the place, you know, because the eighth house is like, really, what do you truly value? And making sure that, you know, you prioritize that, you put up the boundaries, you follow those nudges and those soulful desires, and you get out also at the same time, you get over any fears or insecurities that might have been holding you back from creating what you really want, having the abundance that you really want, having the relationships that you really want. You know, this can be an opportunity to have those deep conversations and get aligned with the future, with what you want to be doing for the long term. And yeah, sometimes, you know, you have to be a little bit vulnerable. Well, yeah, this would be a transit where you would be vulnerable in your relationship to see if you're on the same page for the long term. But overall, getting that image in yourself first with what you want to experience about life and love and relationships and money and abundance. If you want it, you can have it. You just have to choose it. And then you have to be consistent and devoted to that. And it helps if your plan and mission and dream really aligns with, you know, a collective dream, a way to rise everybody into living their best lives also, because it's not like one wins over the other. We all rise together. The more of us that can rise and, you know, take that power away from the few that have it right now. Yeah, which will never happen. They have so much power and so much, but we can take that, what we can, back, you know, and that's fair. And then Jupiter in the third house. If you want to learn, if you want to travel, if you want to write something, this would be, you could get a plethora of just writing downloads, you know, things you want to create, expansion in your community, expansion online too. If you want to date somebody foreign, this would actually be a perfect transit to meet somebody in a long distance country. Yeah, okay. So third eye, you're getting a third eye activation. You're getting clear seeing, an inner vision. So really make sure you're spending some time to receive that inner vision. And Seraphim's gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. I noticed so many people's voices are going out right now. Mine went out for like a week and a half too. So know that that's just upgrading your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is what carries the wisdom. And it, you know, helps give you wisdom, but it also helps transmute wisdom to others. So yeah, call in divine support. You know, it's right there. You can't see it, but it's obviously right there. Your vibration is rising majorly with this one. And soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Exactly like I said, you are remembering that higher dimensional version of yourself. And is what's going to empower you. And that's what's going to give you that wide vision of what you came here to do. You know, you're going to be zoomed all the way out, and then you're going to see the bigger picture of what you came here to manifest for the collective, to rise everybody up, because you're the leader, Aries. You know, you're the leader with, you go first, and you have the boldness and the courageousness and the bravery to do it. So that's very exciting. All right. Thank you so much, Aries. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Taurus. Okay. So you're going to be ultra affected by this. Not ultra. God, that's so dramatic. Okay. You're going to be more so affected by this. You're probably already feeling it, because Mars has been kind of under the beams of the sun. So you're having a complete rebirth. And you're having a new beginning with your eighth house. So the eighth house is your money. It's kind of like the bigger money. It's your investments, it's property, it's loans. You know, good time to have a lot of luck with renegotiating loans and contracts, you know, salary, anything like that. You can have a very new beginning, and especially just getting with in line with that internal vision of knowing what you're worth and doing some money affirmations and really reprogramming yourself so you know you're worth the abundance that you deserve effortlessly, expansively, and in a way that is in alignment with your soul purpose and mission, with Sagittarius ruling your 8th house. And yeah, this is a good time. This will bring a relationship rebirth too, because Venus does rule your relationships, but Mars is also here getting a rebirth. So your significant other, you could be going through a back and forth with, how do you do things now? How can you look at the bigger picture in the future? And sorry, I wanted to make sure I put the microphone on. How do you look at the big picture, your hopes, your dreams, your goals, your big aspirations? Are you divine counterparts that want to work together and be in full in alignment with building the new world and all of that? This is a good time to get really inspired and then motivated and get into alignment with that. And then if you want to manifest somebody into your life, this would be the time to really just, again, go within, know who you want to bring in, because this is powerful, powerful energy to magnetize in a very, very special soul contract. A very strong soul contract can come in during this time and the weeks following, more so the weeks following, when Venus and Mars get a little bit more so away from the sun. Then you will kind of more so see things develop, see things how things are coming together, and just be really excited and motivated with it. And then Mars rules your 12th house. So this is kind of maybe releasing old blocks or things that were internally that were keeping you from that connection with your higher self. You could be just more aware of your dreams and your higher self and just the other side. The 12th house kind of rules the other side, and there can be less of a barrier right now. So you can receive those dreams and inspirations and know the dreams, any dreams. There are astral dreams where you expand beyond like this realm. And then there are dreams where you go into your subconscious. And then there are dreams where you can kind of go into your future and kind of see your future. And if you can imagine it, if you can see it, you can create it. So know that if you see it in your mind, write it down. That is a destiny. That is a path that you're going towards. But at the end of the day, you're deciding what you're doing with your energy, because the 8th house is where we need to put up the boundaries with our time, with our energy. And we can't people please. We can't give it to everybody. We do have to know what we want to manifest and get very excited about it. But no, and maybe you don't have to tell everybody right away. You just have to know and then put up the boundaries and be like, okay, this is the direction that I'm going in. I feel in my heart. I feel in my soul. And maybe it's something you don't want to talk about right away, because the 8th house is just that kind of more secretive thing that you're just you feel it, it's just a part of your being. And it's something that you really, really desire. And maybe you've been holding yourself back in some way from it, whether it is because of fears of projections or fears of what would they say, or, all the million reasons why we can give ourselves the excuses: fear, shame, guilt, fear of projections, all of that. What are the emotions that are within you that need to be exterminated? Because more light could definitely be coming in with this too. I think this could really just get rid of so many shadows. So you have this rebirth, and nothing is really going to stop you from what you're going after and what you're truly creating. And then Mars also rules your 7th house. So did I talk about this? I did, yeah. Rebirth with your relationships. So know what relationships you want in your life. Star family coming into your life, soul family, people that are going to help you, motivate you, to really being able to go deeper in your relationships like you never have before, just opening up with more intimacy and vulnerability and truly letting somebody in. Yay. Oh God, this is good. Karmic boards clearing. Eighth house rules like karmic debt and everything too, and that's sometimes also why we feel like guilt or shame like during with certain relationships, because maybe we chopped their head off in a past life or something. Then we had to owe them in this life, but that's clearing right now. That's whoever's exiting your life, they're meant to go. Whoever's entering your life, they're meant to stay. So really be open to that overall destined path. If a job leaves during this time, or you have to let go of this job, then there is something more powerful, more aligned, more meant for you. And yeah, it's just be optimistic about it. Like eighth house is where we can easily get heavy and sad, but this is the time to know that those emotions are coming up to be released, and then it's time to flush those out and let the light in, because that's literally what came out. Star being codes. So star being healing codes, important information. Wounds are healed, recharging. Give yourself time to relax and recharge during this time. Because there's a lot of releasing, and you're being upgraded for this bigger mission and for this bigger purpose. I am presence. You're integrating more of your light body activation, accessing divine wisdom from within. The more we shed the layers and the density that's within us, those heavier emotions, the more we can allow the light in, and the more that we can just live in that higher 5D consciousness a little bit more easily, a little bit more in flow, not constantly expecting the bad or stopping ourselves out of fear and all those things. So know on the other side of this, you're going to be that real radiant presence, even more so than you are out in the world, especially as a Taurus rising, more light out in the world. And karmic board clearing. So energetic clearing, rewrite your story, live your truth. So anything karmic that might have been holding you back is dissolving, is going away. And now it's kind of like, your karma's ending. Karma's ending, actually, with the Saturn and Neptune conjunction that's going to be happening. Oh, and it's happening in your 11th house. So all the blocks that were stopping you from your biggest hopes, dreams, and wishes, this, it's clearing away. There's doorways, there's pathways opening up. You're going to be able to live your truth and rewrite your story. So if there's any negative storytelling that you've been telling yourself, any ways you've limited yourself, it's time to listen to that truth in your soul, because that's what's being lit up right now. And the more you don't live that truth and you suppress yourself, the more you're going to get lit up and maybe a little bit mad at yourself for just feeling it, So no, the world is yours, and it's time to know that true story in your heart, in your soul, and then go live it. All right, Taurus, thank you so much. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Gemini. Okay, so you're having a new beginning in your 7th house. So this has to do with your one-on-one relationships. And this is romantic friendships, business partners, any kind of one-on-one relationship that's in your life. And you want to be asking yourself, who is in alignment with this long-term vision that I'm going in? Are they motivating? Are they supporting? Are they uplifted? Basically, if they're in alignment, who do you want for your romantic partners too? Because this is a good time to manifest people into your life. If you want to be working with somebody, if you want a romantic relationship, this is the time to work with this energy to manifest someone absolutely magical into your life. This is a big new beginning with how you do relationships, and you can completely release the past with release those stories about relationships of the past. I think this can bring in a lot of higher vibrational relationships that are just really meant for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're single and if you're looking for somebody, if you meet somebody very, very significant, over the next couple of months, especially see developments when Venus gets a little bit more like farther away from the sun and Mars, but mostly Venus. And then, Venus gives birth to something new, like 9 months always. So that would be like in the fall. So yeah, kind of be open to dating if you want, or actually the new way of meeting somebody is just doing what you love, living out your meaning and purpose, and then somebody coming into your life that's truly just meant for you. And yeah, this is a great time for co-collaborations, business collaborations, business partnerships, new friendships, soul family coming your way. And then Mars, like new passions when it comes to relationships. Maybe you knowing what you want, you knowing what you need, you knowing what you desire. And yeah, this you could totally take it to the next level too. If you've been in a relationship for a while, if you want to get married, if you want to start a family, if you want to move somewhere, if you want to get into alignment with how you guys both want to live life, especially with looking at the new world and the new way things are going. And yeah, okay. And then Venus rules your 5th house and your 12th house. So here, one sec. I just walked up and down the stairs, so I got to breathe. Okay. So your 5th house, going through a rebirth. 5th house rules your creativity. It's your heart, basically. Like what gets your heart going? It's your inner child. It's in our inner child is how we reconnect with, that untouched part of us, of our soul and who we truly are. And it's kind of like when we get into adulthood, the more that we can remember, who we were as children and kind of get back into that. The more we can be lighthearted and play and create work and love and relationships in a life that really, really, truly feels so fulfilling. So this is a great time to have a big healing moment when it comes to your inner child and letting that out a little bit more. This is a rebirth with your heart, letting go of the past stories and the old relationships that aren't serving you. So you're just so motivated and aligned with the ones that are for you. They can be coming in. What else? Yeah, creative ideas can definitely be coming your way. So this could be a whole new way of creating. If you're on social media, trust the visions that you get. Be open to the visions and the downloads and insights that come your way. This could be a business idea. But yeah, any vision that your heart is truly aligned with, you would be receiving right now. And the 12th house, that is kind of getting out of your own way. The 12th house is seeing where we can release any subconscious or just the most current block or limitation, because we'll never release them all. But this is where we're truly remembering that higher dimensional version of us. We're remembering oneness. We're remembering source. And by us remembering is how we can also kind of get out of our own way. But yeah, anything that has been kind of dwelling in the back of our minds can be released right now. And it's so funny. Pleiadian activation came out. Uranus in Taurus in your 12th house. You could actually be getting higher dimensional messages from the Pleiadians and everything. So, and at least you're definitely receiving that energy that is kind of uplifting you, more so into your higher self with those brilliant insights and ideas and those downloads. And yeah, it's going to allow things to come together in more harmony with the heavens. So be open to all the creative ideas that come your way. And then Mars having a rebirth. So you could be having a complete rebirth with your friendships. Mars rules your 11th house. Your 11th house is your friendships, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, who you connect with, who you co-collaborate with. What are your bigger hopes, dreams, and goals when it comes to your career or just in general? And how can you get them all into alignment? You could also be receiving just random opportunities that come your way, because This is the house of career gains and where random opportunities come your way to kind of break you out of your box. And Mars rules your sixth house. So this is also your work. You could be having a new way of doing work. If you run your own business, you could be scheduling things in a different way. If you're working for somebody, then maybe that's changing a little bit. But no, overall, it's just getting you on this higher destined path. This is a good time to really have a rebirth when it comes to your habits, your physical habits, your routines, your health, your diet, exercise, making sure that you really, really take care of yourself and that you're really, really valuing yourself. So you can, just have that structure to kind of build in the material world. Okay. So soul star activation. I mean, yeah, you're getting major, major activations, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. You're remembering that bigger version of you that really came here to build and connect with certain people and, just be a higher vibrational soul here. I feel like all Gemini risings, whether they're awakened or not, are all like very high vibrational souls. And Pleiadian activation. Let things come together, soul family come together. There's going to be some sort of harmony coming in with whatever is being released and whatever is being let go of. So it's kind of like a resolution, but with like Saturn and Neptune in your 10th house, you're aligning with a bigger dream when it comes to work and your purpose and leaving a legacy out in the world. So let go of whatever's falling away so you can be open to all the harmony and co-collaborations really coming in together. And angelic frequency. Angels are here. You're safe. Potent connection. Yeah, write down those insights because you're going to remember, so go within and you'll get that knowing. And it's so crazy when you get that knowing, and it can come through like emotions or just like, that knowing, so many ways. Be open to all the downloads coming your way because that's something that you're supposed to receive right now. All those ideas that you're receiving right now, ideas like are what is it? Like ideas are, we don't come up with our ideas, we receive them. So whatever ideas that you're receiving right now, you're meant to receive that idea to fulfill that, or do that, or whatever idea comes your way. All right. Thank you so much, Gemini. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. All right, Cancer. So this is a whole new beginning in your sixth house. So this could have to do with work. Maybe you've been very inspired by something. You might get an opportunity, a new job, a new position, or maybe it's time, you just feel like it's time to really expand into creating a business that you love and putting all your energy into that. Like this is a big energy boost if you want to create your own business. And if you really want to have a great structure and routine, and inspiring ideas to really create it and really get it together. This is great for having a rebirth with your health, your diet, your routines, your exercise. If you've been needing to hire somebody new, if you already have a business, then this is, a great time to do that. But this is time for like a raise or a promotion or something new with work that can be very, very expansive. It's all in alignment with your meaning and purpose though. So if you're feeling that nudge in a certain direction, definitely listen to that. That is trying to get you to go in the right direction. This might, really get you to like eat a little bit healthier or to, feel like you got to move your body a little bit more. If it's exercise or if it's just doing somatics so you can release like all this stuff in your fascia. Like I had no idea about somatics like until this summer. And when I learned about it, like it was magical. I was like, what? Like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel so much more like flexible. And then also, you just realize how much like trauma you store in your body. So when you release that, like you get out of your own way so much faster. So there's a lot of just health, diet, exercise routines that you could do that can help you get out of your own way. Because Jupiter in the 12th house, like, releasing any of those subconscious limitations so you can be open to what your higher self is calling you towards and saying to you. Because Jupiter in the 12th house, you could be receiving many insights, downloads, inspirations. And then Venus getting a rebirth rules your 4th house and your 11th house. So maybe you're moving for work. You could be deciding to move in general. And then, if you move where you really want, go live where you really want to live, you could get this exciting work opportunity. This is aligning you with higher, soul aligned friendships and friendships that just feel expansive and abundant and exciting. And they maybe get your unique insights and inspirations and ideas. There could be powerful co-collaborations with your hopes and dreams and visions for the future, or collective group projects and collective dreams. So be open to that and working with others, because, collective dreams are very powerful right now. Us all working together on this bigger dream, and we can, have more abundance, more power, more opportunity, really expanding into that. And then Mars having a rebirth. You're having a rebirth with your 10th house. So that's your career. That's your legacy. Who do you want to be out in the world? What do you want to be known for? What makes you feel passionate? And what is your calling? And really, truly like listening to that. And then your 5th house is, how do you have fun? How do you honor your inner child? How do you take action that is in alignment with that? When we get in alignment with our inner child, we can really listen to more of that our OG selves. So that version of us that is more in alignment with our soul. And as we get older, it is kind of like a bit remembering that still and not letting that fade away, because that is our connection to our soul. Like the inner child is the bridge between this world and the next. Because when we get into our inner child, we can imagine, we can dream, we can create. So creative ideas can definitely be coming your way. You deciding to follow your heart's passion, or to pick up this skill or this talent again. You're remembering an old dream, and you're really deciding to go after it right now. And yeah, so this is a very, very abundant one for you. You can definitely find people that are in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, where your heart's being called. And yeah, just live the dream every day. Make that your goal, actually, because that's kind of like, a powerful new beginning in the 6th house. You're deciding to just live the dream every day, whatever that looks like to you. So Venusian Galactic Council, star being guides, answer the call. Your tribe is calling. And yeah, you're just going to feel them. They're a little bit more higher vibrational tribe. They're Venusian, that's very arts, that's creative, that's about fun, enjoyment, pleasure, whatever feels like truly aligned. And then at the same time, you're just getting really creative ideas. I like the diamond on her head for that. So make sure you're listening to the call and being open to the call. Following your instincts and your intuition. It's time to shine brighter out in the world. And star gathering. Stars are aligned. Remembering home, soul family. Yeah, so you're remembering soul family. This definitely has to do with powerful co-collaborations. And the more that you remember internally, the more you magnetize in those connections that are just synchronistic and meant to be and just in flow, because you were meant to meet at this time to do what you came here to do. And then soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Yep. You are. And what did I just say? You're remembering. So you're remembering that higher dimensional version of yourself. And that can come through like waves of emotion. Like I literally just saw Avatar and I like cried during it and like, Lyra, or yeah, Lyra is the place. Yeah, anyway, you know, they're Lyrans, and that is the story of Lyran, the Lyrans and the Orion Wars and all of that. So yeah, Soul Star. If you watch Avatar, that's a hint, and you get emotional. That's a hint. You spent probably a lifetime on Lyra. So you're having an activation, and you have new soul contracts coming in. And the more that you remember, like who you are at that higher dimensional soul level, the more confidence that you get with coming here and doing what you're actually supposed to do. That will feel the most exciting and the most fulfilling for you. Oh, and Cancer, I did want to say maybe it's just like adding a little dance to your day too, or something to just move the energy around. I just did like a dance like for myself to move like that energy, because there's energy that runs through like with these readings, and I just get like a rebirth when I, move the energy and let it, move. There's so much energy that'll be coming in with this. So yes, important to do. Any way that you can move, whether it's dance or yada yada. Okay. So Leo, this is happening in your fifth house. This has to do with having a rebirth with love. What is your love story? How do you want to be loved? This is where you can really shed all the old layers of maybe expecting the worst in love, and tell yourself a very optimistic, expansive new story to let the highest love come in. Because whatever your story is about love is what you're magnetizing in. That is what you will co-create with the universe. And yeah, your chart can tell you basically like what challenges and everything you can deal with, but you can work with it to create the love story that you want to create. So you can have a big boost with your heart energy too. This is where you can open up your heart and really connect to the field and be magnetic to people, places, things that are a part of your destiny, because the fifth house is your destiny time. I mean, this gets you on your Dharma timeline. Oops, that was weird. Your Dharma timeline. That is fun. And it is when you follow your heart that you get directed onto that path that is truly meant for you, that will be fulfilling, that is like more like that memory that you had when you were a kid, that you thought you were going to be this when you were growing up, and you get to be doing that now, and it's so exciting. So really listen to what your heart is calling you towards, and receiving any downloads and insights. What they can be creative downloads, they can be downloads for your business. They can just be ideas, or let's go do this thing, let's travel to this place, let's go somewhere. And it just feels like the right decision. Like feel what feels like very expansive and liberating and motivating or passionate. The fifth house rules, yeah, your creativity. So it's definitely time to create something, because there's a lot of fiery energy here. And yeah, you want to create something, whether it is just for you or if you want to create for the world. This is potent creative energy, and you could definitely get in touch with your inner child during this time too. Because when we get in touch with our inner child, we get into that more purity of our soul, remembrance. I said this already for a couple of charts, so that's why I'm like the purity of your soul. That is lighthearted, that is joyful, that doesn't keep you stuck in jobs or situations or things that aren't truly meant for you. Kids are so connected to source because they haven't been programmed, and they just flow. This is fun. Okay, then this is fun, and let's go do that. And harnessing play is very, very important, again, to really liberate you into what is truly meant for you. So if you're feeling more playful, if you're feeling more passionate, go in that direction, because it's expanding you exactly where you need to go. And you can go on a little adventure, whether it's traveling or learning something new or hanging out with new people. Really be open. And then opposite Jupiter in the seventh, this can really just be inspiring new ideas with your hopes and dreams for the future. So you could be seeing somebody doing something out in the world and you're like, that seems exciting and exactly like I want to be doing. No, you can do that. So like if you're feeling passionate towards it and drawn towards it, this is your time to plant those seeds to really create something out in the world, to really go towards your hopes, dreams, and wishes for the future. And then this is also a time where powerful co-collaborations can come in. Soul family, romantic, platonic, whatever, co-collaborators easily can come in during this time. And Venus rules your third house. So this could be really refreshing, the way you think every day. Your third house is kind of what you do every day, you know, your hobbies, your errands, your thinking, did I say that? Your writing skills. You can have creative ideas come in for like your blog or online. Actually, online dating, you can probably meet somebody with online dating with this lineup. One sec, I gotta sneeze. Beautiful online dating. So you can, yeah, find somebody online and they're just like perfect. They're a soulmate that is going to be very expansive, that is getting a part of your mission and purpose and your Dharma timeline. And then, yeah, you're having a rebirth when it comes to your 10th house, which is your career, your legacy, your job. What do you want to be known for ultimately? What is that mountain, that legacy that you want to leave out in the world? And yeah, you only hear about the people that leave legacies out in the world, like the ones that are truly following their heart. It's not the ones that decided to pile a bunch of money like in their bank account or anything like that. Like the ones that truly leave a legacy are the ones that listen to that vision in their heart and they just go towards it no matter what. And then they go and build it out in the world. And yeah, they make a mark, they make an imprint, they change this world for the better. And Mars is having a rebirth. So you're having a rebirth with your 9th house. So this is your beliefs, you know, whether they're limiting or very inspiring. I think you're releasing the limiting beliefs. So you have very powerful, empowering beliefs to get you motivated out in the world, doing what you want to do. And you could just feel it. Like you could be feeling the fire right now. I have been for sure. And yeah, just releasing anything that has been stopping you from that bigger vision, you know, that you're supposed to be doing right now out in the world. And that like is going to get more and more fired up as we get into the new year. In Leo risings, like, yeah, it is kind of our job to be like the disruptors, you know, with our beliefs or our vision or yeah, I don't know. That be a disruptor. Don't be scared to be a little bit disruptive out in the world. Because if you know it in your heart, you know, and maybe you don't know how you know, but going along the way, you'll figure out like why you know. So trust that knowing that you get. And then, yeah, 4th house, maybe you decide to move, like live where you really want to live, you know, make your home how you really want it. What else? Clearing family karma. Oh yeah, the cards. And yeah, getting into higher timelines when it comes to close family relationships. So the Temple of Truth, Thoth, throat chakra activated. If your voice has been out, a lot of people's throat chakras are getting activated right now. One part of me doesn't know if it was all the shit that they sprayed in the air for like the entire month of December, or it could be throat chakra activations too. I'm going with throat chakra activations because it said throat chakra activations. But I'm glad people are noticing it finally. Like it finally got so bad, people like are noticing it now, and it's not like a conspiracy theory to like point out that all this shit that is being sprayed in the sky. Throat chakra, authenticity with your self-expression. So yeah, you're opening up, you're saying what needs to be said, and what you say might be something that normally maybe you held back, but you know, it's time to embody that truth teller, be that truth teller out in the world. And whether it's your truth, whether it's just truth out in the world that needs to be heard, start voicing these things. Unblock your throat chakra. Sirius star blessings. So yes, proceed, be seen, push through. It's time to be seen in a whole new way. It's time to be like that. How beautiful is that? I think Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, but it's time to be that brilliant, radiant star. This is what they literally built the pyramids for. I think it lined up with Sirius back in the day. Um, but yeah, that is a portal, and there's a lot to that. You could be receiving brilliant downloads and insights and remembrance. As a Leo rising, you should go watch Avatar. I cried during Avatar because I, got that remembrance. And it's kind of that. It's like, why am I crying? Why? Because you get that knowing. And that's what I got when I watched the first Avatar, even though I didn't know anything about the starseed stuff. But now I know, because that is based on the Lyrans and then the Orion War and all of that. So if you get, that remembrance, know that also makes you super less limited when it comes to going after whatever you're really truly passionate about, and being on your Dharma timeline. So Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trust in the process, Dharma. So you could be doing a lot of releasing at the same time right now, and know whatever you're releasing. And you could be going through some sort of initiation. There might be something coming your way where it's showing you this far, wide off path. This temple, it's kind of like there's a remembrance of this path and towards this adventure and this shiny thing that you might even be creating. And it's an initiation. You're meant to go towards your fear. You might be called to take a leap, but trust the process. And this might be a time to be patient before the leap and know that the leap is coming. Because I've been so impatient during the holidays too. But know that this higher timeline will come in divine timing, and it is good to release all that heaviness that's not yours, so you can be wide open to that higher destination coming in the new year. All right, Leo, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Virgo. Okay, so this is a whole new beginning with your fourth house, which is your home, family, and foundation. So you could be moving long distance, moving to a different country, living where you really want to live. Whatever brilliant insights and ideas you're getting, definitely take those seriously, because that new vision that you see for your life is a life that you can truly live. If you want to work from home, if you however you want to live, you can do it. This is also a major internal awakening. You're getting a lot of light in the core of who you are. So with light that comes in, at the same time, there is density that comes up to be released. And this could be around your family in the past, and just the past, what density, and it comes up as emotions need to come up to be just washed, come up to have more awareness, to be recognized, so you can fully release that and integrate more light into your body. This is a great time to uplift your whole lineage, be the black sheep, that changes your whole family line, into this higher timeline and into this higher destiny. You out of anybody is getting that big, massive boost. What else could this be? Let's see. If you have any family relationships to heal, if you want to get more aligned with your spouse in a whole new way, this is going to be a really great time to do that. Have this bigger vision of what you want to, where you want to go in the long term and how you want to live, and have this whole new inspiring dream and vision with how you maybe want to change things up in life. Maybe you've been holding on to a certain way of living, and maybe it's time to do things in a different way now. There could be whole new opportunities out in the world with Jupiter in your 10th house. New opportunities, new abundance. What is that legacy that you want to leave out in the world? And you getting into alignment with that, you feeling it in your core of who you truly are, and you remembering and then you having the courage to really plant those seeds out in the world so you get that abundance. This is a great time to start a new business. This is a good time to, yeah, kind of something like that. Okay, and Venus rules your second house. So you're going through a rebirth with your finances, with how you make money. You could have a very brilliant new idea when it comes to making money. You could change your beliefs about money, like really kick the lid off of how much money you thought you could earn. And now you can realize you can earn way, way more in a lot easier way. So you can have more freedom, less grind, however you really want to do it. And yeah, trust those insights and downloads that you're getting so you can do that. And the ninth house, you're dissolving any limiting beliefs that were stopping you, especially with Uranus on the Pleiades right now. You could be getting these higher insights and awareness. There are no limits now when it comes to what you believe. You are receiving that source, organic, divine intelligence, and you are awakening to a whole new level. And that awakening is going to uplift you so much. It's going to give you a big fat creative boost. And, it's going to allow you to really live from your heart and to just have full faith and belief and motivation with whatever you're receiving and that remembering that you're getting. There's that strong higher self connection, especially since Uranus is trining Pluto in the fifth house, and just it awakening your heart and your inner child, and that abundance of creativity that you have inside of you. So you can go out, live out your Dharma timeline, because the ninth house is your Dharma timeline. It's your highest timeline. It's where you get to live life in a lot more of a fun, expansive way, where you're living in alignment with your soul and what you really came here to do. And there's exciting opportunities and soul connections and soul tribe and all the fun stuff. Basically. And then Mars rules your third house. So what do you do every day? Is it in alignment with your mind, body, and spirit? Are they all in coherence with that true faith and trust and knowing and remembrance that you're truly getting in your heart? This is a powerful time to really reset your schedule, declutter, have that big creative boost to create in a whole new way. When it comes to your business or how you show up on social media, how you show up out in the community. Maybe you want to start a community. Actually, this would be really, really powerful to do that. With Mars ruling your eighth house, this is your time and your energy. Where are you dedicating your time and your energy every day? Making sure that you're not too much in people pleaser mode, that you're putting up boundaries when it comes to your dreams and everything, that you're not overgiving, that you're receiving what you're truly worth. And also, you're busting through any of the things that were holding you back, because the eighth house is where we hold shame, guilt, our fear of being projected on and everything. So we can release all that density of those just, stuck emotions where we stopped listening to ourselves, because your inner child is awakening massively. And, when you're a child, you just don't let those things stop you, so we get all this stuff build up and you're just awakening to your inner child again, where you can just flow, have more innocence, have more play, have more creativity, have more connection to spirit and trust that bigger direction that you're going for the collective, the collective dream. And the more that you can have a dream that is in alignment with the collective dream, the more expansive that it can truly, truly be. And then also you're going to be going through a rebirth too. You just got out of Ophiuchus here, and, Mercury's going to go Cazimi. So you'll have even more clarity because Mercury rules you. You're going to have more clarity when Mercury goes Cazimi and then gets away from the sun. Allow this to kind of play out. But crown chakra upgrade. You have a divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy. So trust the peace and love that is consuming you, your body and your energy. It's a pure white dove that is just radiant. I wish I could show you, but you can't even see it because it's like radiant. Anyway, okay, so trust the crown chakra upgrade, the holy experiences, the miraculous events that happen during this time. Because, yeah, with this energy, there's going to be more signs and synchronicities and just a knowing and that connection. And trust the upgrade that you're getting, you know, that clear seeing, that clear knowing, that vision that you're getting. In the Holy Grail, yep, you're really discovering the core of who you are in a whole new way. See, it looks like the Ace of Cups. You're having a rebirth with love, and this could be with love, connection in your life, romance, and but at the end of the day, self-love. You're really getting to the core of that self-love. There's going to be an inner discovery. You're finding the sacredness within and so much expansion and peace and, connection at the same time when you go within and you find that peace and that creativity and just that abundance within. So you're discovering that. Instead of being too preoccupied with the external world. So this is allowing you to really truly step into creator mode of your reality, into that 5D creator mode of reality. You are what you seek. So definitely go within during this time because you're getting massive, massive just knowings. In Shambhala initiations, retreat to recharge, trust in the process, Dharma. So yeah, this is a time to go a little bit more downtime, to retreat, to trust the unfolding of things, let yourself shed those layers and what's no longer serving you anymore, especially since Mercury's under the beams, it's getting burned up. It'll go Cazimi, then it'll move on. You're shedding and getting realigned with this bigger vision that is kind of a knowing, you know, and this could be higher timelines here, also the past. But yeah, this card, when this comes out, this always reminds me of this time when when I was like 7. So I think when you're 7, you're still connected to source, like more so. But I literally saw like a Lord of the Rings elven castle, you know, going right past Six Flags. And it was like beautiful. It was like a forest, elven forest around it. And it was so green. And it was between two mountains like this, you know, it was like tucked away, between the mountains. And it was so tall and like white and ethereal. And the trees were so tall too. Like it was so green, like, you know, just all around. And it was like, you know, dripping green on the castle at the same time, but like just radiant and just a rainbow aura of like just crystal building. And there was no mistaking it. Like I was like, what is that? Like, and you know, I also at the same time just stared, you know, and just like didn't make too much of a fuss about it because it was so like not from here, you know. It was like I kind of almost knew that it wasn't from here, but it was here. But I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever see that again. But I'm pretty sure I will see that again. But it's going to take a lot of releasing of stuff to get back to that place at the same time. So know that that's happening to you. You're getting connected to the higher dimensions and the higher timelines, and you're going to have this higher vision of new earth and what's already here. Because like temples like that are already here. They're just like in a higher dimension, and it's up to us to get into that higher dimension with our perception so we can really see them. But yeah, all right, Virgo, thank you so much. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. All right, Libra, you've probably been feeling this already because Venus rules you, and Venus has been under the beams of the sun burning up. So you maybe don't feel like yourself completely, but with this rebirth, you are going to have a powerful new mindset, a whole new you, a whole new way of doing things in your daily life, because this is happening in your third house. So this is what you do every day. You could have inspiring ideas when it comes to blogging or writing, speaking, certain downloads just that come in that help you run your business better or do anything better. You could have a whole new beginning when it comes to your siblings and your neighbors, or if you've been wanting to join a community of like-minded people. Ooh, this is perfect for that, especially with Jupiter and, in opposition. People of similar mindset, like-minded people. If you've been wanting to take a class or learn something new, this is the time to do it. Travel and then running into somebody or something very significant, all really good things. Because Mars ruling your 7th house too, you're going through a rebirth with how you view relationships. You could be changing your beliefs, changing your mindset about relationships. Who do you want in your life with your significant others? Any one-on-one relationship. This is romantic, platonic, business, family members, whoever you deal with one-on-one. How is that in alignment with who you are now and with where you're going in the long term? And Mars also rules your 2nd house. So you could have a whole rebirth with what you value and prioritizing what you value so you can create more of that and create from what you value. And this could be inspiring ideas that come your way with making money. How you sell to your clients, how you can get more clients, how you design your business. This is a great time to really change up your website to, have a whole new look that is in alignment with like who you are internally and putting it externally. And yeah, be open to any, business ideas, new ways of making money, new incomes, new revenues, new products that you can sell that uplift everybody. That is in alignment with your mission and your purpose. And yeah, and then Venus is going through a rebirth, ruling your style, your identity, how you show up every day. Do you need to, sometimes I look like of course I got to bring it back to me. I'm Leo. But, sometimes, and the memes are real, like we're either completely glamorous or we're completely bum looking. And, I always hear Wizard Liz say, look clean, smell nice. So at least I do that every day. And I have my no makeup kind of makeup where it's, where I do like Arwen, from Lord of the Rings. So I just do that light eyeshadow and I put a little bit of mascara on and, just the bare minimum. And, that looks great. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can look like this every day. So I don't know, find your what works every single day. And maybe you want to look your best every day, or maybe you want to start showing up more like what you're feeling on the inside and externalize it. Beautify your life, beautify your world, beautify yourself. And then Venus also rules your 8th house. So your finances, new business ideas, if you've been looking to refinance, maybe free yourself from debts or loans or taxes, new way to do taxes, however long that system is going to be lasting. The 8th house is where you spend your time and energy, though. So making sure that you prioritize your time and your energy, and you're not too much in people pleaser mode. You're not giving too much. You're not doing too much at work if you're not being paid for it. Maybe it's time to ask for that raise, ask for that promotion. And if you don't get it there, then it's time to be open to a whole new expansive journey, a new job, a new position, starting your own business and putting all your time and energy into that. I just had a friend that just kind of realized how much people can make online, and you really can, make a lot of money online. So, just knowing that if you want to start that business, that's not a far off dream. That's literally what everyone is doing right now and what everyone should be doing right now. Everyone should be using their gifts and our talents, and we should all just be exchanging with one another. and living a better, more peaceful life in this world, and deuces to corporate America. So you're embodying more of an angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. There's a potent connection to the angels. So you're receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of insights, visions, dreams, but also your frequency is just upgrading. So make sure you do the energetic work. You do the somatics. You take the bath with the salt. You do the singing bowls. You do the music, you do all the things to clear your energy, because that is real. I totally figured out somatics this year. Oh my God, my life has changed, because like I was getting so stiff in random places, and it was just energetic blockages. Like my body's like, you have all this trauma in your body from your entire life. Time to release it. Time to lighten up your energetic body and get used to the energy body, and then having more intuition in your body too. Solar light activated. So your solar chakra could be going through an upgrade. Your solar plexus, that's your identity, that's your willpower. We're moving into that center more and more, and it's kind of like we only will have motivation towards the things if they're truly aligned with our soul. And if they are, we feel excited, we get more energy, we get a never-ending source of energy. And yeah, so solar plexus, and then also not being afraid to show who you truly are and be who you truly are out in the world. So solar plexus chakra, inner fire, getting lit up. So this could be motivating you to go towards your passions or your dreams, and just like feeling it, ready for it. Okay. I don't know what I'm like, but when I move, like I do the readings better, so I got to move. Okay. Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension. You are rising up. Yep. So if you want to do a Merkaba meditation, you can get into the Merkaba and kind of go up in dimensions every day. If you just want to connect to your higher self every day, I love Infinite Creations on Patreon. He has free activations to merge with your higher selves, your fifth dimensional self, your sixth dimensional self, your seventh dimensional self. I think he does 8 every now and then. But it's real. You feel it. You go up in vibration. You start shining a little bit more. I love him because he's like a little Lord of the Rings character, and he's very shiny all the time when he does his zooms, and he's so lighthearted and in his heart and everything. So know that, yeah, you're activating, and with you lightening up your energy, this seems like what it's really all about. You'll be able to move more freely out in the world. You'll be able to be connected to source, have brilliant ideas, and then also look younger and radiant every single day. The more that you connect to source, and the more that you're living out your purpose. All right, Libra, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Scorpio, focus, your powerful ancient souls. This is beautiful for you. This is happening in your second house. So you could have brilliant new ideas when it comes to making money, and making money in alignment with your soul purpose and your mission. Business. Woo, you are lucky in business. If you don't have your own business, I mean, you should start a side hustle at least, because this is just so many creative ideas, so much abundance, so many opportunities that can come your way with Jupiter in the 8th, this new beginning in the second house. And maybe the way you think about money is totally different. Maybe there was limitations that were just there, and now you're completely like kicking the lid off and recognizing your unlimited abundance to receive however much you really want. But at the same time, making sure that your values are aligned with that, because you want to manifest from the soul these days. You want to manifest in alignment with your higher self, because if you're manifesting money and everything from the ego, it's only going to take you so far. It's going to be only so fulfilling. If you really get into your heart and your soul, and you listen to those inspirations and what you truly want to be doing, and then it's never ending. It opens up your heart. It gets that infinite 8 thing going on. where you're really manifesting from your heart and you're connecting to that higher source, but you're also creating things that are really going to be good for, Earth moving into the future. But yeah, whatever fulfills your heart and your soul, only you can tell yourself that. So yeah, money, what you value, how you value yourself. You could have a whole new rebirth with how much you value yourself and feeling confident, feeling much more alive, feeling sexy, bold, like just having that big confidence boost. And go with it. Let it happen. So Mars, rules you. Did I say that already? Your your identity, your avatar, who you are out in the world. You could be going through an upgrade with what you personally value. So you represent more of that out into the world. Your sixth house, that's your work, your health, your diet, your routines, your exercise, going through a rebirth with that, because you're changing your values and aligning what you do every day with your work and taking care of yourself and all of that with what you value. And Venus is going through a rebirth. So the 12th house, releasing any subconscious ways that you weren't aware of, where you were getting in your own way, but also at the same time listening to those higher insights and downloads that is coming from your higher self. And then this 7th house. So the way you think about relationships, the way you view relationships, you could be going through a massive upgrade with Uranus on the Pleiades in your 7th house right now. Higher level soul connections are coming in, whether they're friendships or platonic or, just soul family, romantic. Soulmate can come in, divine counterpart, twin flame can definitely be coming in right now, definitely activated. And yeah, just relationships that really expand you and upgrade you and awaken you and uplift you. Very, very exciting. Okay, so inner earth, base chakra. Strength and security, laying foundations. Yeah, I think you're getting a very powerful idea or getting pushed in a powerful direction. There could be a new opportunity that comes your way. And it just feels right in your body. You're going to feel like more grounded, solid, secure. It feels like you're laying that legacy. With the North Node in your 4th house, that really makes sense. Like laying that foundation for the future. And maybe you're doing it in that Aquarius way, that whole new way that is different from how anybody has done it before, but it is in alignment with how you want to live your life now, and could be futuristic, future forward. I love looking at those future pictures where it's like the house is in nature and it's like the futuristic buildings with nature around it and everything. And that's kind of what this card looks like. So I like that. Really good ideas with that. And heart source. So all encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, and serenity. I think you're finding more just serenity. And isn't that nice when that happens? Right now with everything that went through Ophiuchus, I went through so much like purging of just like stuff. And once you purge the stuff, you can have that just uplifted boost in love and unconditional love for yourself and then for others. And you're just amplifying, I think, your heart source energy. The more you open your heart, the more connected you get to the field, the more magnetic you become, the more that you can create for the highest good of all, and the more that you will be rewarded for that too. And then Orion activation, supernova, recreation, renewal, rebirth by light. So yeah, you might be shedding a lot of layers, but if there's any sign that knows alchemy and transformation, it's definitely you. And yeah, open up to the activation that's coming your way. Let that light come in. This could be remembrance of your past lives and everything too. And when you get that powerful remembrance, it really does give you so much more, stability within yourself. because you kind of get that remembrance of why you came here and what's happening, but also where you're going. And yeah, it just opens up your heart more to trust and faith and God or source or Sophia or whatever you want to call it. What's the Palladian one? What's the prime creator? I like that one. But yeah, open up your heart source. Did I talk about infinite creations in this one? Yeah, I like infinite creations because he connects you to your higher self. I've been doing that a lot more often. Your fifth dimensional self, seventh dimensional self, and eighth dimensional self. And then you become more youthful, more shiny, more radiant, but also more connected to source and having those brilliant ideas. And yeah. All right, Scorpio, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Sagittariuses. God, look out for Sagittariuses and for whoever gets in their way after this. So yeah, Sagittariuses. Oh man, this once in a lifetime transit is happening in your first house. So this is just who you are out in the world. Who do you want to be out in the world? And you getting just the biggest possible dreams and insights and inspirations and like ideas and upgrades and becoming like a whole new version of you, that highest version of you that you've always known, that you've always remembered, and you're going to be able to embody it now in your avatar. And you're going to have that confidence and that inspiration and that just purpose to go like do what you want to be doing. Because Sirius came out and that's just a bright shiny star. So I think it's like the brightest star. It's the ones that the pyramids were like built for and everything. So you're getting serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. You're meant to be seen in a whole new way. And I think you're really going to get that confidence and that motivation and just that knowing, that vision, that that's what it is. That knowing and that vision. And when you just know it, that knowing doesn't leave you and you can stay like pumped up about it and ready to go. And this could cause you to really just be so magnetic, like really amplified when it comes to your sacral chakra or your solar plexus chakra, the middle one. That kind of reminds me of like your field being so like amplified and pumped up so you can connect to soul family and bring soul family in. With Jupiter in your seventh house, significant relationships could be coming in, whether they are romantic or platonic or business, people that you can build with, people that you can merge with that have the same dream and vision and optimism and motivations to help you achieve what you want to achieve out in the world. Venus going through a rebirth, that rules your 11th house. That does have to do with your friends, your networks, who you co-collaborate with, career gains, maybe you get rewarded. Oh wait, I wanted to finish up with the first house though, because the first house is like the main house. It is like, what do you want out of life? Because it's time to dream big and that's it, So this could have to do with your career, your relationships, where you live, everything. Like what do you want your life to look like? And if you see it, that's it. You're doing it now. Okay, so back to the 11th house, who you co-collaborate with, soul family coming in, new hopes, dreams, aspirations. You could be open to downloads and just receiving something at the right place, at the right time. It's divine timing. It's time to receive that idea, to go build that dream now. And you can be super inspired to do that. And yeah, rewards could be coming your way. And then Venus also rules your sixth house. So that has to do with your work. You can upgrade your work, update your work, start your own business, do your business in a completely different way. You could be seeing the future, and where the future trends are going, or at least bring a future oriented thing that humanity needs and start to build it, start to co-create it with others. Be excited for that. Your health, diet, exercise. You could be finding new ways to take care of yourself. There's such simple ways that we can take care of ourselves. And when we're actually acknowledging ourselves as an energetic being in a body, you know, doing the energetic maintenance, also emotional maintenance, all those things are all tied together and they all affect each other. Energetic maintenance. Did I say that already? Anyway, what is up with me today? Okay, it's been a while. I'm going really long on these. But yeah, health, diet, routine, exercise, really feel free to do that in a way that feels really liberating, but feels really in alignment with you. Mars rules your 5th house. So your passions, where your heart is calling you, really getting in alignment with where you're being called and feeling so motivated with following your heart and having the courage to do so and prove that you can be courageous. I mean, you're courageous. You're naturally courageous. So being courageous in a whole new way with following your heart and just listening to it and knowing when you do listen to it, it always, you know, you're always going in the right direction. The most influential people that really leave a legacy out in the world are always the ones that really follow their heart, and they prove everyone wrong, you know, at the end of the day, because your heart is technology. It's connecting you to the field and the opportunities and the people and what you're really supposed to be doing here. So you achieve what you're meant to achieve. You know, it's cheesy, follow your heart, but it's quantum technology. It gets you going where you're supposed to be going. Also, how do you want to be loved? What is your story in love? Going through a renewal with that. So you really choose your love story that you want to live, and you can choose it after having some awareness of, you know, just what you want to experience in love. Choose your love story and be motivated by that. And it's a powerful time to create something, to manifest something. Mars rules your 12th house too. So getting those higher inspirational ideas from, you know, the galactic center land and everything, and really seeing how they can be grounded into this reality. And then when you go through that kind of remembrance, you really do release all the blocks or ways you were getting in your own way and beliefs or whatever is in the subconscious. So you have that remembrance and you feel that power with your higher self and with that higher remembrance. Okay, so third eye activation. You're getting inner visions. You're clear seeing. You are getting clear visions of what you can accomplish. So make that dream board or write it down, journal. Trust that you can accomplish it. Serious star blessings. I talked about that. You're shining, you're radiating in a whole new way, and you're just going to receive a lot too. You are going to be super magnetic. So let the upgrades happen. Angelic frequency. Yeah, you're lighting up. You're getting a major upgrade. Angels are here. You are safe, potent connection. Trust that connection and those insights and visions and dreams and that intuition that you're getting too, because the body knows before the mind does. And especially moving into this new year, the body's going to know and the mind's going to be the last to know. All right, Sagittarius, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Capricorn. Okay, so this is happening in your 12th house. So you're getting a potent connection with the other side. So this could be just, you know, connecting with your star family, your guides, your angelic teams, all of that, and receiving a lot of just downloads, insights, clarity, clear seeing, clear knowing, just a remembrance of why you came here and what you're supposed to really be doing. Remembrance. I mean, this is a remembrance, a higher soul, and just across the dimensions and everything, like what you've done. Remembrance. So trust what you're seeing. You know, if it's in your imagination, if it's in your dream, if you've been wanting to astral travel, Like this is a whole new type of knowing that you can get. I just recently started kind of getting more into trying to astral travel. It's not like something I'm naturally good at. Some people are just naturally good at it and they do it all the time. And it's supposed to be that easy, you know, but it is all about remembering when you astral travel too. So journaling can help with that. If you want to dream journal, you can release a lot of whatever's in the subconscious. A lot of your internal blocks, ancestral blocks, soul wounds, stuff like that. And yeah, just you're connecting to a higher vision that you can kind of ground into reality. And then Venus rules your 5th house and 10th house. So you're getting a big creative boost. It's time to follow your heart. It's time to really get into your inner child and remember that pure essence of you and play more, follow your joy, follow your excitement, and remember like who you were as a kid and what did you like to do as a kid, because healing our inner child, we connect to that purity of our soul again. And the inner child is the bridge between the imagination and the higher dimensions and all that is. So we can really bring those, you know, here and create a better world. But yeah, you could get strong heart callings in certain directions. And if you've been looking to tell yourself a whole new love story, this is a great time to release all those blocks when it comes to past stories about love, because you get to tell your own love story, but you have to make sure that you tell your own love story. And yeah, you're not just creating doomed love all the time. So the 10th house is your career. Maybe you have a bunch of creative insights and ideas and you want to implement in them with your career, especially with Uranus here, like random ideas coming your way that really would be good for the collective and humanity and the people that you know. And what kind of legacy do you really want to leave out in the world? Mars rules your 4th house. So clearing when it comes to, you know, your home and family and foundation. Maybe you got to declutter your house. Maybe you want to move, do what's really in alignment with your, who you are now and what aligns with that bigger vision. Let's see, clearing out family karma too. I already talked about that. And your 11th house, your hopes and your dreams and your visions for the future. Getting in alignment with that and collaborating, you know, having a collective dream with a group of others and co-collaborating with others. It's a very powerful time to do that. And yeah, you know, meet soul family, meet people that are aligned. There could be people that come into your life in such a synchronistic way that you're building together with, sharing with, that you share a dream with. This could be on social media. This could be out in the world. Yeah. Okay. So Lemurian seed codes. This is the first time this card came out. Embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. So yeah, you out of all the signs, especially since Saturn's next to Neptune, Saturn rules you, you are washing away that old egoic version of you. You're becoming softer. You're becoming lighter. You're becoming more like your higher dimensional self. And that is you softening your edges. That is releasing. That's letting you be more spirit, be more of that higher dimensional version of you, and being open, and you're shedding all those emotions that kept you blocked off and maybe, you know, in build mode or whatever. You're shedding all of that. So embrace your sensitivity, because that's really allowing yourself to become this like diamond version of you that is pumping up your uniqueness, where you can live more from your heart and with grace and with gratitude and more in flow with this abundant universe. So, yep, I love that diamond, big diamond. That's what you're becoming. Soul star activation. Yep, you're remembering. So fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. So certain contracts could be leaving your life. Don't take it personally, but it's because more fulfilling and expanding contracts are coming in. And it's coming when you remember more of yourself, more of that wide view. The eagle is all about having that wide view. Horus, that's like astrology too. So maybe you're interested in studying astrology. But you're remembering that higher dimensional aspect of you. And when you get to remember that and embody it and radiate it and show up out in the world like that, they will remember you, you remember them, and then you get to have a kiki. I think a kiki is like a party, right? I totally don't even know why that word came up, but because it's a fun way to hang out. There you go. Okay. So Shambhala initiations, retreat to recharge, trust in the process, Dharma. So yeah, don't get impatient. Know when it is time to shed those layers, especially with this rebirth that you're going through in a lifetime. Like this will only happen every 30 years. But especially in Pisces, like you're shedding what is not soul, speaking to your soul, what is not soul. And it's kind of like in life right now. What's soul truly? Because there's so much corruption, manipulation, distortions, artificial shit. It's like what is soul right now? It's like the tiny little health food section in the grocery store, and the rest of it is just artificial shit and crap that's like going away. So, and you just have to know you're bringing that kind of purity like into the world right now. So you are very unique, you are very radiant, and it's time to just let that purity come here because it is so rare, but it needs to be here. And people will appreciate it, and it'll be very magnetizing to the right people, places, opportunities. And yeah, you got to let that shedding happen so you can be on that Dharma timeline. So trust the process and yeah, divine timing. All right. Thank you so much, Capricorn. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Aquarius. Okay. So Venus, oh yeah, this stuff is happening in your 11th house. So this has to do with your hopes and dreams and wishes for the future. You could have brilliant, big, new ideas, new projects. Big new ideas for new projects, new co-collaborations, new people coming into your life. This is like your network. So people, soul family, new opportunities, new, just something new that comes your way that is very exciting, very expansive, coming into your life over the next couple of months. And at the very least, it's time to really plant that vision and be very excited with what downloads you're receiving and what you want to live, and really just planting the seeds for that, because this is so potent. This is so powerful. This is a once in a lifetime transit in your 11th house, which is the most exciting, expansive, uplifting house. This is the house of career gains. So if you want mega money, if money might be coming your way during this time too, because you've worked hard and you've earned it. But trust the visions that you really, really get during this time, because it's time to just know that that is a real reality. You just have to know that is a real reality and start aligning with that and choosing that every day and being very devoted to your vision. But you could be very powerful with co-collaborating with others. If your dream matches a collective dream, super, super powerful. It'll definitely happen. And also you'll get so much universal support, whether people come your way or opportunities and all of that. Opposite Jupiter in your 5th house, you could, just a lot of creative downloads coming in. And, you could have a new idea that you want to implement out in the world. And it's also time to follow your heart and your inner child and feel that joy, feel that expansion, feel that optimism to go do what you are really meant to do here. Anything else about the 11th house? If you want to do something random, like the 11th house always reminds me of like doing something random that you've never done before, but you're feeling excited about it. You're feeling the passion. It's time to do that and see where that really takes you, because you'll go on a spiritual adventure, but you'll end up exactly where you're meant to be. And Venus rules your ninth house. So your beliefs, your vision is going through a rebirth. If you've had limiting beliefs, they are dissolving right now. And you're really just getting into alignment with your meaning. What's meaningful to you in life? What gives you that purpose to get up every day? If you want to, study something new, if you want to travel, these could all be things that really change your worldview and your whole perspective about life. And your fourth house, maybe you decide to move with this actually, because like you could be so pumped up with this like dream and this vision. You decide to kind of move somewhere, live where you really want to live how you really want to live. This could be clearing out major ancestral karma and anything that's been in the core of your being that you've been needing to release. So you could be lighter in frequency and vibration and in alignment overall. Mars rules your third house. So that's, what do you do every day? What are your thoughts? What are your activities? Are they in alignment with your mind, body, spirit? Creative downloads. This could be a new way to structure your business, or a new way of showing up in a very unique way on social media, which you should be trying, because North Node in your first house, showing up in new ways and really embracing your uniqueness, not holding back. Don't being a people pleaser. Don't follow the herd. They don't know where they're going. Don't follow the crowd. And your 10th house, that is being motivated with your hopes and your dreams and your legacy. And make sure it's in alignment with your hopes and your dreams. Like, you want to leave an impact out in the world. Make sure it's like, it's going to be potent. It's going to be unique. With Ophiuchus and Scorpio ruling your 10th house, these are higher dimensional concepts when it comes to like way higher dimensional, compared to Earth concepts when it comes to your legacy. And if that's if whether it is like sound healing, uplifting humanity, healing in the unique, with the new technology that has always been here and has always been more simple, but we have to be aware of it. Just these higher ideas that are coming in right now. And the more that you can explore them, the more that you can get out of this matrix. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Look, here's the card that came out. I just saw it. The divine matrix, not this matrix. You're getting in touch with the divine organic matrix, and you're breaking out of this matrix so you can bring that here. So the laws of the universe, those higher dimensional concepts and ideas. You're connecting to the interconnectedness, the signs, the synchronicities, the God incidences. That's so fun. I've never heard that word before. God incidences. So it's like coincidences, but they're God incidences. You're recognizing the oneness of everything and everyone. And when you do that, you're just like going exactly where you need to go. You're going to be creating exactly what you need to create. The flower, I love how the flower of life is in here. So I think the more that you can get in, aligned with those kind of concepts about how the universe really works and everything, the more you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Okay, so this came out for Capricorn too. And you guys are going through a super rare, unique transit right now. Your ruler is being conjunct by Neptune, and they're going to be conjuncting in February. And it's going to be a whole new beginning. So you're sensitive right now. All those boundaries are really washing away. All those emotions that have been stuck in your body are washing away. You're getting in touch with the purity of your soul like nobody else right now. It is beautiful, but it could be so you could be so, so sensitive, because this is such a harsh world when you're getting in touch with that purity again. That purity, like when you were a child, and when you when you wanted the world to be a certain way, and then slowly you figured out it wasn't, but now you're getting in touch with that purity again, and you're remembering that it can be this way, because all other worlds are not like this. So, and the more that you recognize that in awareness, in that you get in touch with that purity and that sensitivity with your soul, oh, it's like making me cry a little bit. Yeah, embrace the sensitivity, because that's guiding you home. That's guiding you like to who you truly are, so you can live with that unconditional love, and through the purity of your heart, and through your true uniqueness. And you're going to be able to show us like how to actually do it. So you're upgrading in a whole new way, like none of us are. This is so rare. Like this has been happening to you since 2003, and it's finishing up now, but not really. Actually, you still got a couple more months of this, at least. I think you have a lot of next year. But the more that you soften, the more that you release, the more that you get into that unconditional love and that flow and that surrender and trusting in God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, divine creator, the Pleiadians call it that. The more that you can just surrender into your heart, the more that you can live with grace and trust and go where you're really supposed to go, because you're getting this insane remembrance. See, there's this big shiny temple. This seems like a higher dimensional temple. Yeah, it is. Like you'll probably be one of the first ones that sees the temples that are already here. They're just in a higher dimension. That big shiny beautiful building that is there, like through the mountain peaks. You know what's so funny is that I saw this like on the 5 freeway when I was like 7, going to not this, because it looked kind of more like an ice castle in like, Lord of the Rings. No, it wasn't in Lord of the Rings, but I did just see like something that kind of looked like it on social media that was from Somalian. I don't know. It's one of like J.J.R. Tolkien's like side projects that is like so much more imaginative and has so many more buildings and elf lands and all of that. But I literally saw it like just like this, like in between mountains and everything. And it was green, and it was crystallized, and there was forests around it. And it was like radiant and shiny and aura. And like, I always remember it because I was staring at it, like at the window, like as we were going by. And it was like I didn't even say anything to anybody either. I was just like, what is that? Like, that doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before, but they're here, but we can't see them. But you will probably be able to see them when you go through this immense, crazy shedding. So make sure you allow yourself to retreat and recharge. And I'm going to put in the notes for Capricorn to listen to this one, because I said it in different ways. So maybe you should listen to Capricorn too. Trust the process, because it's leading you to your Dharma timeline. You got to trust divine timing, because a higher dimensional land is being birthed right now. And it's like the light is descending into us. So we remember. And Earth is also at the same time reconnecting to this higher vibrational field. And you're going to be very, very aware of this. And if you weren't aware of it, at least you're aware of it now. So you can be more aware of it. Because we're connecting to the divine matrix again, and not we're getting rid of the artificial matrix. All right, Aquarius, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Pisces. Okay, so this new beginning is happening in your 10th house. So this is planting seeds for your future and your legacy. What legacy do you want to leave out in the world? Because that's the bigger question that we want to be asking with this once in a lifetime transit. Getting your feminine and masculine energetic body all in alignment with that bigger vision and that bigger picture, and where you're going. And yeah, you could have brilliant insights, brilliant ideas. There could be a new opportunity that comes your way that is just out of the blue, and it just feels right. It feels aligned, but you're being asked to kind of step out of your comfort zone. You got to take it. If it feels expansive, if it feels exciting, if you feel passionate towards it, do it. Expand your world. Trust the universe with wherever it's taking you right now. Also, people could be coming your way massively, like soul aligned relationships, soul family, special connections, romantic connections, twin flames, divine counterparts, kingdom spouses. You could be getting married with this too. With if you want to, like if you've been in a relationship, this would be the chance to, get married, plan the wedding. But if you want to get married, visualize that, manifest it, have it in your being, in your soul, know that is coming. Tell your story. What is the story that you want of your life? You could get clear seeing, clear knowing, divine inspirations, divine just opportunities that come your way. Write it all down, make a vision board, like have that knowing, write it down. Because that, if you see it, if you get inspired by it, if you're passionate about it, that is meant for you. Okay. Trust what you're getting during this time. Yeah. If you want to start your own business, this is such a potent time to do it. What else? Yeah, maybe it's time for a promotion or a raise too. Like really shoot high, ask for more money, ask for that position. If you're not getting what you want at your current job, it's time to go do what you really want to do, because you will get it over the next couple months with this kind of transit. And then Venus going through a rebirth. Venus rules your 8th house. So that's kind of like your time and your energy. Make sure that you have you're dedicating your time and your energy, and you're not getting too stuck in people pleasing or over giving. So you're going towards what you really want to be doing, and towards those deeper soul desires. And also that you're showing up out in the world as your very unique, inspiring self, in all your, how you want to show up, more from that soulful place. With Saturn on your ruler, it's kind of like you might be grounding more of your soul essence into this reality. And also just like living more in unconditional love. The 8th house is where we can, bring everything back to self-love or into love, because we carry a lot of shame, guilt, those denser emotions there. Our fears, we're scared of being projected on here. Releasing all of that to the universe. Who cares? At the end of the day, spend more time in creator mode and in creating your own world, and just having that so in your mind, body, spirit. This is the reality you're creating. That's it. And that's it. You get to be the god or goddess of your reality. And just choose that. And the 3rd house, that is your what do you do every day? Is it aligned with your mind, body, spirit? Are they all in coherence with creating your dream life? You could have a whole new way that you show up on social media, externalizing more of what's internal. You could be restructuring your business in a whole new way. You could have a whole new rebirth when it comes to your siblings and how you deal with them, or your neighbors, or joining a community that is very expansive, or learning something new. And Mars rules your 2nd house. So new values, updating your values so they're in alignment with your bigger goal and mission and purpose. New ideas with making money easier, so you have more time to play, less time to work, whatever you want to create, whatever you want to co-create with the universe. And then pumping up your own self-value and your own self-worth, like really trust this big vision. Like if you get a vision of your future self doing something, know that is already a reality that exists. You just have to remind yourself every day that that is you. And, be devoted to it and go, you'll end up in that direction. You will end up there. Okay. You just have to know, if you can see it in your mind, it exists. If you get that passion towards doing that thing, there is a version of you doing that. You just have to stay devoted, stay consistent. You will get there. And then there's the ninth house, which is your beliefs and your overall vision. So any limiting beliefs would be dissolving because you're so pumped up and motivated, and you get this clear seeing, clear knowing. This also is aligning you with your meaning and purpose in your Dharma timeline. And that's very exciting because when you get aligned with your Dharma timeline, everything kind of comes together. You're a little bit more luckier. You can flow through life a little bit more. You can have more fun, enjoyment, expansion, soul connection, soul family, all the things that you really came here for. So soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. So if there's anyone leaving your life right now, know that they're, that it wasn't meant to be. You got to allow the old contracts to finish up, be completed, so you can allow these really strong connections to come in. And the more that you remember yourself and that higher version of yourself, which you're definitely doing, it gives you that motivation, that knowing, like, and that courage, like in a whole different way. And the more that you remember yourself, the more that you can embody that out in the world, the more people will recognize you and see you and be like, hey, we've done this before. And that's also why we came here. And, you show up, you make new friends and all of that. And Lemurian seed code. So embracing sensitivity. Embracing sensitivity. This also came out for Capricorn and Aquarius too. And what you guys have in common is, this Neptune-Saturn conjunction that's going on. And it finally conjuncts in February. And until then, you're like merging one energy. And it could bring a lot of sensitivity to you. With Saturn, you're releasing a lot of old karmic contracts and everything. And you're releasing. And karmic contracts doesn't have to do with just relationships. It could literally have to do with how you've been functioning in this reality with not as much awareness, but now you're getting that full blown clarity and awareness now. And you're getting that higher level soul connection to be like, I never had to live like that, and releasing all of that, releasing all of that heaviness from the past and lightening up like the core of who you are. And yeah, you should maybe watch like Aquarius's, because I loved that one, where like you are just like going to be able to see things before the rest of us see them, because when you get to that higher vibration, you can see new perspectives, new ways of doing things. You can see the actual buildings and stuff that are here already. They're just in another dimension and all of that. But yeah, you're getting into your true uniqueness. And maybe you had a past life on Lemuria, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace, because you're getting into that pure essence of your soul and who you truly are. And you're going to be able to live more with unconditional love and more in that 5D flow and everything. So know that like you got to give yourself time to like shed all the layers so that diamond you can really come out, so you can radiate out in the world and just like be a magnetic tower, just like sending out the signal to everybody else, and then also at the same time magnetizing what's for you towards you. Because Sirius star blessing. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. You are going to be shining and radiant. This could be a solar plexus chakra upgrade too. You're getting activated and you're being asked to be seen in a whole new way and to release all the ways that you stopped yourself from being seen in the way that you wanted to. That was Saturn like blocking you, like, but tradition, family, what would they think, society, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're showing up as your soul now. And, the more that you do that, the more you'll feel free and more liberated, and the more that you'll be able to create the abundance that is truly meant for you. Yeah. And third eye chakra, clear seeing, clear knowing. You are getting clear seeing, clear knowing of new earth. Did I say that already? I did. I didn't even see this card here. There's new earth. You know, you see it already. You're going to let the rest of us know. Okay. So trust the visions that you see, and they could be collective visions. They could be just the world, like, you know, as you saw it as a kid, like, you know, just seeing it as such a beautiful place, and, you know, with more love and brightness and community, and how we can all live with more happiness, more joy. You see it, you know it, you got to bring it to us. And anything else? Yeah, just trust with Horus here. You could get a lot of information with astrology. I recommend this astrology, obviously, because, you know, mainstream astrology is matrix astrology, but you'll see what's going on in the matrix, you know. But I feel like it's more powerful to be tapped into new earth. I just had a major awakening with this like yesterday, so I'm being stubborn about it. I'm gonna be the disruptor with this shit. I'm gonna make a video about it, because I see new earth too. And if you notice, like, I'm completely different with readings too. I don't know if you've been here before. Anyway, showing up in such a unique new way that you feel in your heart and your soul. And trust that wide off perspective. Eagles have the wide perspective of like the future, and what's good for humanity too, and those collective ideas. All right. Thank you so much, Pisces. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio.